Welcome back for another episode of Cuisine for the Quarantine. Hi, I'm Rob Summerall, and I am sitting on the gold mine, the motherlode. My buddy Andy and I, we've smoked some chicken, and now it's time for me to do something with that chicken other than just nibble at it. We're gonna make some delicious, wonderful, creamy smoked chicken salad. Let's do this. Our recipe list is pretty simple. We've got 4 cups of smoked chicken that's shredded. We've got a little bit of leftover green onion from a recipe I was using earlier. We've got about a half a cup of pecans that we're gonna toast. Got me 1 Granny Smith apple, 1 sweet Vidalia onion, 2 celery stalks, a little bit of sour cream, a little bit of mayo. We're gonna make this happen. So guys, this smoked chicken is just unbelievably good. I've been nibbling at it. Andy and I brined it. He smoked it for several hours, and then we created a rub that we used on it, and it came out, and it's phenomenal. And frankly, I don't want to do a whole lot of flavors with seasoning to chicken salad. I know there's some fun things you can do with chicken salad. A lot of people like to use curry powder. Some people use a little onion powder, garlic powder. That's okay. I'm gonna let my chicken be the star of this show. But in my opinion, for a good quality chicken salad, you've really gotta have a couple of ingredients other than your chicken. Number one, you've got to figure out what you're gonna use to make it creamy, okay? I'm gonna go with a mixture of mayo and sour cream. A lot of people like mayo only. I like to go kind of 4 to 1. 4 to 1. Now we're gonna make a big batch. Typically you'd use about 2 cups of chicken. I'm gonna use 4 because I wanna make a lot of chicken salad that's gonna last us throughout the week. And then you also want to find out how you're gonna get your crunch, okay? I love texture in my food. My wife does not. She plays along real nice. We're gonna get some texture with our celery, with our onion, with our pecans, and then I'm gonna add a little sweet and texture with a little Granny Smith apple. Okay, so right now I'm gonna get to chopping, but while I'm doing that, I'm also gonna get to toasting my pecans because I want my pecans to be toasted off. These, by the way, are pecans that came right out of Nana's pecan tree in her front yard. So I'm gonna peel off my Granny Smith apple. I also am a big believer when it comes to texture in things like a delicious chicken salad. I want those textures to be rather fine. In other words, I would love, like the perfect bite of chicken salad to me has a little bit of apple, a little bit of onion, a little bit of celery, a little bit of nut. And if that's gonna happen, that means that my dice on things has to be rather fine. This is not a time for us to be doing a more rustic chop. We're gonna get down and dirty and do a pretty small chop, which is a little bit more laborious, but in my opinion, it's worth it in the end. You know, when you're thinking about chicken salad, you cannot help but go to Southern ladies. My mama makes the best chicken salad. She's the one that turned me on to making it with smoked chicken because my dad's really good at smoking meats and mom's really good at finding ways to not waste any of that meat. And so she loves to take, on the rare occasion where there is leftover smoked chicken, she loves to take that and to put it to use in a chicken salad. Now, a little tip here, we're not gonna waste that long on our apples, but if you were gonna take a while with your apples, just squeeze a little lemon juice on them because that will keep them from turning. I'm not really worried about that. Honestly, anything with acid in it will keep it from turning. Okay. I'm gonna chop this whole apple. Whether or not I use it, will kind of be by feel. You know, here's the thing. If you don't like apple, use grapes. Some people like grapes. If you don't like sweet, well, don't do it at all, you know. I've always wanted to try with a real crisp pear. I've never done that yet. I like the texture. But here's the thing. You're not feeding me, you're feeding you. Make it like you like it. I'm curious. I'd like to hear how y'all like to eat your chicken salad. If you like to eat it on on just a good piece of wheat bread. Maybe you like it on a leaf of lettuce. Maybe you like to have that chicken salad. Oh, good apple. Maybe you like to have that chicken salad on a croissant. Listen, it's hard to go wrong with croissants from Sam's. About the only croissants I know that are better than those are the ones that my friend Katie makes. And she doesn't make them that often because they're just such a labor of love. And that is a lot of apple. All right, let me check out my pecans. Let's talk about celery for a second, guys. I think celery is another one of those vegetables that gets a bum rap. You know, celery is the Scottie Pippen of vegetables, okay? You guys remember Scottie Pippen from back in the day with Chicago Bulls? Okay, everything was about Michael Jordan. But Michael will tell you, he never would have shined the way he would have, the way he did, if he hadn't played along Scottie Pippen. Celery is never going to be the star of any production, okay? Celery will elevate other things that are in that recipe. You just got to learn your tolerance for it. You got to learn what you do. If your family doesn't like celery, and you do, let me give you a little tip. Just sweat it down a little bit. Release that crunch. Get rid of some of that crunch. You know, put it in with a little butter and sweat it down, not to where it loses all of its texture, but where it softens up a good bit. Slide it right on in there. They'll think, what's going on with this? Why is it so good? And you'll just sit back and you'll smile and you'll say, because I put celery in it, you big old nincompoop. That's why it's so good. All right. If you're gonna learn how to cook, you have to learn how to know thy onions. Okay? I am fortunate because Vidalias have come in season. These are the first Vidalias I've seen all season that really looked like they were something I wanted to cook with. And I gotta tell you, ain't nothing better than a good old Vidalia onion. No tears, nothing like that. You say, what in the world's going on here, Rob? Well, Vidalia onions are sweet onions, okay? And they are absolutely amazing. Now, you don't always want sweet onions. There are different kinds of onions you want for different kinds of recipes. But if it doesn't designate that I need a purple or something like that, I'm gonna head for a sweet onion because that's my taste. That's what I prefer. And in my opinion, the king of all sweet onions is the Vidalia. Same trick I told you about the celery a minute ago. Boy, that works for your onions. Just sweat them down and get them nice and softened up. You can a lot of times sweat down your celery and your onion together, and they will make it phenomenal. Now, I can already tell you, I'm probably not going to use all of this onion. I'm going to cook this to taste. We're going to see. I know that if you're watching, some of you are like, hey, I want a recipe. Well, friend, I can't give you what I don't have. And what I have is I have taste buds and I have ideas, but I don't have a recipe. So I burnt my pecans. I was too busy talking to you guys. I'll tell you this though. Stop not roasting your nuts, guys. Roast those nuts because it releases the flavor and it just makes them better. So roast those nuts, even though you may burn them a little bit. I'll have less nuts because I burned a few of them, but what I have will be more flavorful than if I had the full amount. All right, this is gonna be super quick. I've got everything I need. I'm gonna start off with about a cup of mayo. Let's call that a cup. And then I'm gonna add in about a quarter cup of sour cream. Let's call that a quarter cup. Actually, that's probably a third of a cup, but you get the idea. Okay, let's introduce our chicken to the party. This is how I'll know if I need to bump up my creamy mixture real quick. Okay, I'm gonna need to bump it up, I can already tell you that. But let's see what we got here, okay? Okay, I'm gonna put in about half of my celery. Remember I did 2 stalks. Okay, I'm gonna put in probably about a third of my onion, that Vidalia onion. Okay. And I'm gonna put in about half my apples. I'm gonna put on all of these green onions I had from earlier because I think they're pretty. Okay. Putting in all of my nuts. I don't know, maybe I don't need any more. I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna put a little bit more because what you see happen with stuff like this is it'll dry out. Okay, put in about a healthy tablespoon of each. Dries out the next day. It might look good now, but it'll dry out the next day. So look, if that ever happens, man, just waking it up with a little more. Okay, tell you what, I'm gonna put all this apple in there. I'm gonna put all this celery in here. And just a little more onion, okay? Well, I did not do that from the get-go, I know. If a little's good, a lot's better, right? Okay, I don't think it needs any salt, but I am gonna hit it with a little bit of, this is a kind of a coarser ground pepper than what I usually use. Oh yeah. And just like that, I think we may be done. Hallelujah, the South done rose again. I mean. All right, guys, so I cheated a little bit. I had some parsley that probably only had a day or 2 left on it. So my parsley found its way into my chicken salad because it just was real pretty. You know, here's the thing, man. You could add some egg to this. Some people might like pickles. I'll add whatever you like. I want the chicken salad to be the star of the show. And so here's what I did. I lightly toasted a couple of pieces of bread. And that's how I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna take a big old mouthful. Everything in that bite. Of course, that was a bite big as Texas. But listen, that smoked chicken, man, you can slather it in, any old monkey can slather it in barbecue sauce. Throw that on the table. This is special. This is a special way to treat your smoked chicken, okay? You know, this is one of those deals, you know, guys out in front of the gas station, he's smoking a chicken. You pull up in there and say, give me 2 to go. Let's go, man. Because once you put it in here, debone it, it'll be good. You could use rotisserie chicken. It's just not gonna have that depth of flavor. You're gonna have to bring salt to the party. If you do that, this is unbelievable. I wish I had a piece of lettuce. Maybe some thunder and lightning pickles to go on the side. I gotta tell you what. Super huge shout out to you, Andy. Super huge shout out. You are, I don't know that you're a wannabe grill master anymore, brother. I think you're just a flat out grill master. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I think we've done it again. Can't believe it. We just keep on doing it over and over again. Barnabas is celebrating over in the corner. Hey, thanks for being here, and we did it again. This has been Cuisine for the Quarantine. Oh, it's so good. It's so good.